Remember the good old days, stimulus checks? You'd wake up in the morning, check your bank account, and magically there'd be an extra $2,000 or $3,000 deposited into your account from the United States government. It was like free money. It felt like it would never, ever end. Well, I've got some bad news for you. As we know, it has ended, but on top of that, you got ripped off. I'm going to explain to you very clearly why the stimulus checks were a huge ripoff to average Joe American like me, maybe like you. Plus, more importantly, I want to talk about how you can use silver and gold proven over a long period of time to be your own self-generated stimulus check in the future. I've got all that and a lot more for you in this video. Let's get started right now. It's becoming harder and harder for us Americans to afford our basic necessities: food, fuel, housing. Things are becoming prohibitively expensive for us, right? I was thinking yesterday, you know, these stimulus checks they gave us back 2 years ago, whatever the total amount was, $4,000, $5,000, whether you have a family, whatever your situation is, whatever money they gave us back then, quote unquote, they have more than taken back with inflation. I was thinking, like, over the last year, I have a family of 4, 2 kids, 2 adults. Just alone, the food increased costs that we've incurred over the last year, I guarantee you, is darn near close or more than the total of the stimulus checks that we were given 2 years ago. Food costs have actually literally eaten away the total value of any stimulus that we've gotten, not to mention fuel, housing, everything else. So the idea that these stimulus checks helped the middle class is really a bunch of bunk. They've more than taken back through inflation any amount of stimulus that was given to the middle Americans. I don't know if you feel the same way. If you stop and think about it, you know, has your increase in cost to eat, to drive, to provide yourself with some shelter, has it surpassed any amount of stimulus that you might have been given a year or 2 ago? So while you may be feeling like you've been ripped off by your government, it's because you have. Now, one thing for sure, I'm not going to rip you off. I'm not trying to sell you anything. All I ask is that if you enjoy my videos, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe, turn on the bell notification, leave a comment in the comment section below. That's where we all learn. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you giving me some of your time right now. You're important, and it's important to me that you come back to Ron's Basement. Now, how can gold and silver provide us with our own source of stimulus checks in the future? Very simply, gold and silver have always bought about the same amount of food over thousands and thousands of years. Now, recently, there's been a bit of a bump in the road with the price of the precious metals. But when you zoom out a little bit and look at the performance of silver and gold over decades or even centuries, what you see is that, for instance, silver's always bought about a bushel of wheat. I have no idea what a bushel is, but it's some measurement of wheat. And an ounce of silver has always roughly bought 1 bushel of wheat. So when you're concerned about things like runaway price inflation, just looking at food alone, having some silver, having some gold, maybe being invested in the mining stocks, can provide you with a source of insurance against massively inflating prices. Again, that can fluctuate on a monthly, sometimes even yearly basis. But if you zoom out just a little bit, what you're going to see is you can be your own central bank. You can be your own source of safety and security. You have to have the courage to invest in the metals, in the mining stocks, but it's very, very easy to do and something that can provide you with a sense of security as everything else around you falls apart. All this geopolitical risk, all of this, monetary craziness that's going on with the central banks, all of the debt that's been accumulated throughout the world, which will eventually come home to roost. Silver and gold are sitting over in the corner doing what they do best, maintaining their value, maintaining their purchasing power. Just my opinion, not financial advice. I will give you some great advice. I hope that you come back to Ron's Basement. I enjoy having you here. You're always welcome. Until next time, you be well.